Welcome to my bite-sized video series on how to live a life of peace with food. If you're watching this video, you've probably spent a good portion of your life on a diet, planning a diet, or thinking you should be on a diet. Why? Why do you continue to get onto the dieting roller coaster only to crash? In this video, I'm going to explain why I think you've been caught up in diet land. I believe it's because you've been sold false promises of the benefits of dieting. My name is Vanya Fatidis, and I'm the founder of Peaceful Eating, where I help people stop obsessing about their bodies and what, when, and how much to eat, so they feel relaxed around food, at ease in their bodies, and use all that freed up energy to do the things that really matter to them. I'm a certified intuitive eating counselor, a qualified mindful eating coach, and I've been mentoring and coaching people for over 2 decades. Let's talk about the false promises of dieting. Take a moment now to think about what you've understood that dieting will bring you. The main thing you've been promised, provided of course that you can stick to the diet, is that you'll lose weight. But so what? What does weight loss promise? What we're led to believe through the culture of dieting is that by losing weight, you'll be healthier, you'll move more easily, you'll look better, you'll get more approval and less disapproval from other people, and that you'll be happier. There is so much to say about every one of these promises. But remember, these are bite-sized videos, so I'm not going to go into a lot of detail here. Having said that, let's take a closer look at these promises. The main promise of dieting is that you'll lose weight, but is that even true? Losing weight is possible for many people, but maintaining the weight loss is what's elusive for most dieters. So when we say dieting doesn't work, what we mean is that it's almost impossible to sustain the weight loss over the long term. Research on the efficacy of dieting shows that almost everyone who loses weight through dieting regains it 1 to 5 years after the diet. There's really only a very tiny percentage of people who are able to sustain weight loss through dieting. And up to 60% of dieters gain additional weight. This is not your fault, by the way, though you probably think it is. And that's another lie that's been sold to you by the dieting industry. Okay, so we've looked at the main false promise of dieting, that you'll lose weight over the long term. Now let's look at what you've been promised weight loss will give you, because you wouldn't put yourself through the misery of dieting if you didn't think you stood to gain something from it. Promise number 1, you'll be healthier. Here's what's true. Being in a slimmer body does not guarantee health. Thin people get diabetes, cancer, hypertension, cardiac disease, arthritis, and every other disease. Being in a heavier body does not guarantee ill health. If your health is important to you, then engaging in health-promoting behaviors will give you the best health outcome, regardless of what happens to your weight. Weight loss is not a behavior, it's an outcome. Health-promoting behaviors are things like stopping to smoke, cutting back on alcohol consumption, moving your body in ways you enjoy, not ways you hate or as a punishment for eating. Eating a variety of foods with attunement, getting enough sleep, and reducing your stress response. My clients sometimes say to me, "But I felt so healthy when I was thinner." Well, there are a couple of things involved in this. The first piece is that you might feel healthy, but not be. How many people walk around with cancer or diabetes and don't know it until they suddenly feel very ill, and for some the disease has already progressed too far for effective treatment? Too many. The second piece is that you might feel healthy because you're telling yourself you're doing all the right things. That for sure will make you feel more at ease within yourself. The third piece is that while you're dieting, you're probably eating more fiber through increased intake of fresh fruit and vegetables, and you also might be moving your body more. These are health-promoting behaviors if you're doing them while listening to your body. It's also worth knowing that there's research that indicates that there are health risks associated with what is known as weight cycling or yo-yo dieting. Promise number 2, you'll move more easily. Look, if you struggle to do up your shoes or go for a walk, then losing weight may well make your life more manageable. The trouble is that dieting is highly, highly unlikely to lead to sustained weight loss. If they worked, you'd have succeeded with them by now, right? Your energy and effort would be better spent working on increasing your stamina, strength, and flexibility at your current weight. That will improve your ability to move and bend. One of my clients comes to mind here. She ditched dieting and started to work with the body she has. She was having pain walking and difficulty bending, but over time she's built up her strength and her flexibility. She's now walking without pain, getting down on the floor with her grandson and getting back up again without a problem. And she hasn't lost a pound. Promise number 3, you'll look better with or without clothes. Better is a value judgment. There is no objective standard by which looking better is measured. Better is measured through the cultural beauty standards, which change. What you mean when you say you'll look better is that you'll fit better into the socially accepted norm of body size. But that norm is just the cultural mindset, and in fact, very few people fit into it. Just look around you. Different cultures have different beauty standards. It really isn't an objective measure. So when you say you'll look better, what you're reinforcing to yourself is the belief that as you are, you're not good enough. And that belief is absolutely not true, because your size does not determine your value. Leading on from this is promise number 4, that you'll get more approval or less disapproval from other people. Unfortunately, we live in a thin, obsessed culture, so I can't tell you that this is a false promise. You probably have your own examples of the approval you've received for losing weight and the disapproval you've encountered when you've regained the weight. While we can respond to these comments and try to teach the people in our lives how unhelpful they are, at the end of the day, you're not in control of what comes out of anyone's mouth or how they look at you. You're only in charge of what you make it mean and how you respond to it. That's it. So it'll help you to learn how to manage your mind around other people's judgments and how to disentangle your self-worth from their approval or disapproval. I think what's also important here is that you consciously decide if you're going to attempt to comply with unattainable beauty standards or not. Just think about that. How is it possible to comply with something that is unattainable for most people? Do you want to spend your time and energy trying to comply? It's really up to you, and there's no right or wrong about it. Promise number 5, you'll be happier. Here's the thing. Your happiness has nothing to do with your weight, other than the temporary happiness that comes with other people's or your own approval for your weight loss. I have many examples from my clients and indeed myself of feeling happy at all different weights and feeling unhappy at all different weights. It's fantasy thinking to believe that losing weight will take away all the other issues in your life. It won't. In fact, sometimes what the focus on weight does is draw our attention away from the other things in our lives that are overwhelming and seem too difficult to resolve. Being thinner will not make you happier in and of itself. However, if you tell yourself things about being thinner, you will end up feeling happier. For example, you might tell yourself that now that you've lost weight, it means that you're worthy of love, attention, and taking care of yourself. That you matter, you're attractive, that you have the right to take up space on this planet, to have a voice, that you're lovable. The truth? These things are true no matter the size of your jeans or the number on the scale. And if you continue to attach your value to weight loss, it will yo-yo like your weight. So if diets are full of empty promises, what do you do next? Well, there is a way to make peace with yourself, your body and food, and it's not by dieting. It's by learning how to eat with attunement and how to separate your self-worth from your appearance. That is where the freedom lies, and I'm here for you. I can't wait to support you to do just that. I'd love to know if this was useful to you. Please leave your questions and comments below, and I'll do my very best to reply to them personally. If this video was helpful, please share it. It might help someone else. Visit my website, where you'll find hundreds of helpful blogs and links to my free ebook and Facebook community. And if you want tailored, expert and compassionate support in making peace with food, eating and your body, book a free discovery session to explore working one-to-one. Until then, bye from me, and I'll see you in the next bite-sized video on how to live a life of peace with food.